By now you've received and planted your free shade trees from Sacramento Shade, a collaboration between SMUD, your local electric service, and the Sacramento Tree Foundation. But in order for your trees to properly grow, you need to take care of them. Today we're going to go over a few simple techniques on caring for your tree: watering, mulching, staking, fertilizing, and pruning. Did you know that with proper care, your trees will grow up to 60% faster during their first 5 years? As you may remember, water is the most critical factor to your tree's survival after planting. Before you water your tree, check to make sure the soil isn't already soggy. You can do this by placing a shovel up to 1 foot in depth around the root ball. Your water should penetrate at least this deep. If soil is constantly wet, water replaces oxygen for root growth, causing root decaying fungus and may stunt the growth of your tree. If you have water standing around the base of your tree, you may need to raise the tree or remove the grass and soil around it so the water can drain away. If your tree needs watering, take your hose and lay it down very close to the trunk. Let it trickle very slowly all day or overnight. In the first year, it's important to apply water to the root ball of the tree where most of the roots are. Roots follow the path of water, and deep roots mean a healthier, more stable tree. After the first 2 months, the roots should have grown beyond the root ball and into the surrounding soil. A deep watering about once a week is appropriate now. Watering frequency is dependent upon the soil type, time of year, type of tree, and how long it has been planted. Don't depend on sprinklers to water deeply. In areas of heavy clay or compacted soils, water penetrates very slowly and tends to run off. If the tree is not planted during the rainy months, it should be deep watered twice a week for the first 2 months in most soils. If temperatures rise above 100 degrees and the soil drains well, you may need to water 3 times per week, but check your soil first. You can see that I've broken down the berm for winter. If you build a berm or another structure around your tree during the summer to hold the water in, make sure that you modify it or break it down for winter so the water can drain away. Mulching with at least 4 to 6 inches of wood chips or another coarse organic mulch conserves moisture and also suppresses growth of weeds and grasses that compete for soil nutrition. Always keep mulch at least 4 inches away from the trunk, and never use plastic under the mulch as it creates unhealthy conditions for your tree. Keeping a 4-foot diameter around your tree mulched and free of plants will help your tree grow faster and also keep lawn equipment away from the young tree's tender bark. Mulch provides insulation to keep roots cool and growing vigorously during the hot summer months. Do not surround the base of your tree with rocks and gravel. Rocks and gravel may compact the soil and increase soil temperature, effectively cooking the roots. Wait at least 3 to 4 years before planting flowers or grass within 4 feet of the tree. This will allow the tree's absorbing roots to gain all the necessary nutrients. You should have removed the nursery stake when you planted your tree. Don't stake the tree with the 2 stakes you were given any longer than necessary to hold the tree upright. And periodically, check the ties and the stakes to see that they are not rubbing against the trunk or the branches of the tree. Your tree will grow faster and stronger without the stake. Very few trees need to be staked beyond the first year. The fertilizer tablets you received with your tree will supply nutrients for up to a year. The tree's roots need to grow before top growth takes place. After your first year, fertilize your tree in late summer or early autumn. This is the most effective time to fertilize for spring growth. Never use weed and feed within 10 feet of young trees. The tree could show signs of damage such as distorted, stunted growth or discolored leaves. For advice on fertilizers, see your local nursery or call the UC Master Gardener office at 916-875-6913. Now we're ready to prune. Remember, don't prune your tree for the first 3 years. The more foliage that remains on your tree, the faster it will grow. If you have a 2-year-old tree that's growing vigorously, let's say 3 feet or more per year, it may need some corrective pruning sooner. Pruning is more than just the indiscriminate cutting of branches. Proper pruning will help your tree grow strong, improve its structure, and help with the vigor and health of your tree. The best time of the year to prune is late fall and early winter, after your tree has lost its leaves. When pruning your young tree, just follow these guidelines. First, start with clean, sharp pruning tools. You will need a bypass hand pruner, a lopper, and a saw. Remove dead, damaged limbs as well as suckers from the base of the tree. These can be removed at any time. Never cut off the top of your tree. The resulting new growths are far more numerous than normal, and the new growth will return to normal height in a very short period of time, creating a dense crown with weak branches that is prone to disease and decay. Identify any dual leaders and prune one away. If left to grow, dual leaders will grow together, forming a weak spot that can split the tree. When the tree is 3 years old, you can begin pruning the lower branches approximately 1 foot off the ground. If you're planning on walking under the canopy of your tree, you can continue gradually pruning the bottom branches each year for 5 or 6 years. Each branch selected for removal should be cut outside the small ridge known as the branch bark collar that is located where the branch joins the trunk. Leave this collar intact. If you have to prune a branch that is greater than 1 inch in diameter, please follow the 3-step method. First, cut a shallow notch on the underside of the branch well outside the branch collar. This will prevent a falling branch from tearing the stem as it pulls away from the tree. Next, make a cut outside the first cut all the way through the branch, leaving a short stub. Finally, your third cut should remove the stub just outside the branch collar. If your tree is more than 12 to 15 feet tall, contact a certified arborist to prune it. Check the yellow pages under tree services. Never prune a tree that is near or touching a power line. Call SMUD at 916-732-5854 if you have a tree near a power line that needs pruning. Although caring for your tree requires scheduled attention, it is not difficult or demanding work. The result will be a beautiful and healthy tree that will enhance your yard and shade your home. For ongoing tree care information and questions, call the Sacramento Tree Foundation at 1-800-924-LEAF. You can pick up your free mulch from SMUD at the 59th Street Yard. Call SMUD for more information.